Finally, back on track with the newest video of sealed employee video games. Okay, we are back. This is the third box of sealed video games. I haven't touched it. It's been a while, but my gosh, I had some other work to do, as I mentioned. I just cut the tape. Look at that. I hope everything survived. And I packed this really well, as I mentioned earlier, but like after everything settles during shipping, there's this gap, which means everything was kind of like hopping up and down if it was being drop kicked. So you thought you were doing well, but well, we'll see if I survive this. These are all from a former employee, as mentioned. I was very pleased with myself getting all the cases and protecting each game. There we go. All sealed N64. This is the one I could not get a case for. So let's check what we have here. Oh, it's just nice to see these again. Okay, we have right off the bat a Ken Griffey Jr. sealed. I didn't close the flap all the way because I was so scared of just ruffling it up at times that I was just like, let's just do this, just ship it like that and mess with it later. And again, most of these games are in absolutely gorgeous shape, but they'll still have little flaws. Like when it was vacuum sealed, there's a little bit of bending inward here. Does that go against the grade? I don't know. I've never sent in sealed N64 games like this before. Values are all over the map, especially since the pandemic prices have, well, we're not going to reach those prices again, let's say. So here we are, Ken Griffey Jr. sealed. We have a Rogue Squadron sealed. Nice shape, no issues. And I'm really pleased about that because the games were bouncing around over the years with a couple moves, it seems like. And the guy didn't protect them. He literally just had them in the cellophane sealed wrap and just put them in brown boxes. And I'm just surprised so much has survived. So I'm pleased overall. Mario Golf. We got a Mario Golf game. Very nice shape. Very clean. Prices. I mean, I researched all these prices when I purchased them, and then now my brain is completely gone and I've forgotten literally everything. So I have no idea about Mario Golf. I think it's collected because it's Mario, but it's not of a high dollar value. But it is N64, which is, you get a lot of positives there. But again, it's golf. Star Wars Jedi. This is the THQ version. I think that's the tougher one. I don't know. I don't think people are really going that bananas. A lot of these have turned up. I mean, Star Wars is Star Wars. They made a lot of these. They were great games, fun to play with. As a kid, I loved them. So there's a number of them out there still sealed, in my opinion. So they're not high dollar, even when sealed. None of the games have shown any uniqueness being from a former employee. So I haven't found any stickers or anything prototypish. They're all just production samples. I was hoping to find something really cool, but it is what it is, and I'm still happy. At least, again, most of these were sealed. Very few were even opened of, I don't think any were opened of N64, but a couple are games like Gameboy or Nintendo GameCube, they were open. We have a Tetris 2, which I think is very common sealed, and it's the $1 Million Player's Choice seller, which makes it even more common. It's just still nice to see that seal right there. Oh, I do not remember what this game is. It's Toilet Paper, the game. So again, I use toilet paper. I use toilet paper because it is the cleanest, as well as the softest against any packaged vintage items that you could find versus bubble wrap or anything else. So the hotel was very kind to give me quite a ton of that. So this piece right here has a big crease right there. I'm not sure if that happened during shipping, but that's not good at all. This is just basic. This probably at this price point, I can probably remember maybe like 200 tops for this. There's just that many out there. We have another Rogue Squadron. I know. I wish these were more Mario games than Rogue Squadrons. Give me a bunch of Pokemon games, please, right? Speaking of Pokemon, we have Pokemon Puzzle League, fully sealed. And thankfully, compared to the Star Wars ones, these are in absolutely gorgeous shape. All this stuff will be submitted to get graded because I'm just too scared to handle these things at times. See right there, I'm bungling it. Paper Mario, sealed. Again, too scarce. I just closed the flap like this, not inside the game. I just didn't want to hurt the cellophane. I was just so freaked out over that. Big ding right there. And again, this isn't a case now, so this clearly happened earlier, but it's still like, it happens. Oh, we have two of them, so this was much better shape, so that's really nice. Interesting choice for the Star Wars Episode 1 racers, that of all the characters that you could have placed on this package, let alone you chose a black background with a little bit of pod racing down there, you put Watto. Watto was the character of choice. That was the one where you said like this huge lineup of characters from Episode 1, which is going to be the new groundbreaking Star Wars movie. You sat back and you're like, Watto, we need Watto. What the hell is wrong with those people? It is kind of weird that the package is that blank. Wasn't there another Rogue Squadron? Okay, I thought I had other Star Wars. Okay, so that's just weird in my mind, the choice there. I mean, again, they may have not seen the movie, the people that were in charge of package design, so they were just given a couple images, or like, that guy looks cool, just throw him in there. It happens, because that was super secretive as it was coming out. We have Dr. Mario. I remember the commercials from this. Those were good times. I remember when I was a kid, Toys R Us. I wonder where you picked that up from. Star Wars. This is the non-THQ one. Which again, I forgot which one's the rare one and which one's not. Probably will keep this one for my personal collection. But I remember as a kid, my parents were awesome. They were badass. We had a connection with our local rental for VHS and video games, and the guy had a connection to Japan. So he would import stuff for us. So for N64, we picked up the Japanese one in 1996, and we're playing Mario and everything. It was so great before it was released in the US. And we went to a Transformer convention in Chicago when I was, a teenager with this piece. And we hooked it up at our booth just for people to have to play for free. And they were so excited to see the system, and play it as demo almost. Oh, those were great times. It's always exciting to have like that import of amazing items before anyone else is able to even witness it in North America. Speaking of Kobe Bryant, sealed. It's kind of interesting. Sports memorabilia in general, sports cards, the specifically rare cards, go for huge amounts of money. If you checked out Golden Auctions, it's insane. And then it's not really transferred over to a lot of the novelty nostalgia stuff like this. So this is collected. It has some value, but a lot of the sports games, especially basketball, just doesn't have that screaming value as some of the, let's say, 80s and 90s sports cards or other memorabilia. So thrown on the side right here are Nintendo GameCube adhesive stickers. So these are thick, I believe they're point of display. Point of display, that's a terrible choice of words I use right there, word salad. So these are store displays, I believe, to be on the countertop that you would have on top of the glass showcase, or you would, let's say, put your money down and transfer over it. Like in Japan, they have a little dish you put things on. I'm pulling this out of my butt because I've not researched these, but this is what they felt like. Or they could just be adhesives for a window. But they're just so thick that they had other usage than just being a sticker. Good stuff. You just don't find those anymore because, again, most of these employees have been contacted. They've been drained, and that's why I was just incredibly lucky to get anything out of this. Okay, here's the finale. We have Empire Strikes Back. Again, I'm happy with anything that I get out of this collection, but you're just like, why did he have to have so many Star Wars? Speaking of Star Wars, another Empire Strikes Back. I love my Star Wars, but as I said, like, please send me something else. Okay, so this was a hard decision, as in, it wasn't the most... Any game that I placed in toilet paper was like the runt of the litter, so I'm not going to be upset. But you have no place to really put them because If you put them on the outside of the box, it may get destroyed because of, let's say, external forces. Or you put them inside the other stack of encased games, and they could get crushed by the other games. It looks like it survived, and it's probably going to be like, what, Ken Griffey Jr.? Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. So I can live with that. As long as it's not my Pokemon puzzle, I am okay. And there we are. Ken Griffey looking all badass. I remember searching for those Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards in Upper Deck 89. Guys, do you remember Jerome Walton, 1990, from the subset? Oh my God, he was huge money. Played very well, and then, later on, didn't do as well. He's listed as a common card. That was the hottest card in the entire subset. I think it was like $15, $20 just for that card, and now he's not even listed. It's just considered a common card. Isn't it crazy how the world goes? And the last one is, of course, Return of the Jedi. So overall, again, I'm very pleased. I'm excited to have this stuff survive, which is my biggest concern when you ship things in the mail, especially piles of sealed games. But this is the third of 4, which is a terrible use of words. There's the custom bracers I was making to help support the box. And that's it. And then we move on to the pre-production stuff, the really cool stuff. And after that, we'll be moving on to the binders and other employee-only knickknacks and cool items. We have boxes and boxes to go through.